Episode number 54. This is serious, answered the three friends. It is a family affair. It is with valets as with wives, they must be placed at once upon the footing in which you wish them to remain. Reflect upon it. D'Artagnan did reflect, and resolved to trash Planchet provisionally, which he did with the conscientiousness that D'Artagnan carried into everything. After having well beaten him, he forbade him to leave his service without his permission. For, added he, the future cannot fail to mend. I inevitably look for better times. Your fortune is therefore made, if you remain with me, and I am too good a master to allow you to miss such a chance by granting you the dismissal you require. This manner of acting roused much respect for D'Artagnan's policy among the musketeers. Planchet was equally seized with admiration, and said no more about going away. The life of the four young men had become fraternal. D'Artagnan, who had no settled habits of his own, as he came from his province into the midst of a world quite new to him, fell easily into the habits of his friends. They rose about 8 o'clock in the winter, about 6 in summer, and went to take the countersign, and see how things went on at the Trevilles. D'Artagnan, although he was not a musketeer, performed the duty of one with remarkable punctuality. He went on guard, because he always kept company with whoever of his friends was on duty. He was well known at the Hotel of the Musketeers, where everyone considered him a good comrade. De Treville, who had appreciated him at the first glance, and who bore him a real affection, never ceased recommending him to the king. On their side, the three musketeers were much attached to their young comrade. The friendship, which united these four men, and the need they felt of seeing another 3 or 4 times a day, whether for dueling, business, or pleasure, caused them to be continually running after one another like shadows, and the inseparables were constantly to be met with seeking one another, from the Luxembourg to the place Saint-Sulpice, or from the Rue du Vieux-Colombia to the Luxembourg. In the meanwhile the promises of de Treville went on prosperously. One fine morning the king commanded the Chevalier d'Issat to admit D'Artagnan as a cadet in his company of guards. D'Artagnan, with a sigh, donned his uniform, which he would have exchanged for that of a musketeer at the expense of 10 years of his existence. But de Treville promised this favor after a novitiate of 2 years, a novitiate which might besides be abridged, if an opportunity should present itself for D'Artagnan to render the king any signal service, or to distinguish himself by some brilliant action. Upon this promise D'Artagnan withdrew, and the next day began service. Then it became the turn of Athos, Porthos, and Aramis to mount guard with D'Artagnan when he was on duty. The company of le Chevalier d'Issat thus received 4, instead of 1 when it admitted D'Artagnan. 8. Concerning a court intrigue. In the meantime, the 40 pistols of King Louis Roman XIII, like all other things of this world, after having had a beginning and an end, and after this end their 4 companions began to be somewhat embarrassed. At first, Athos supported the association for a time with his own means,